Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. After having lived in La Paz for almost a year now, I decided it was time for me to discuss some of the main pros and cons of living here from my perspective. So with that said, let's get into this video. Now let's start with one of the most obvious benefits of a coastal town, and that is the beaches. La Paz and the surrounding areas are home to several gorgeous beaches to enjoy on a sunny weekend or to watch one of the many awe-inspiring sunsets. From soft and sandy to rocky and shell-filled shores, there is no shortage of locations to relax and soak up the sun in the refreshing Sea of Cortes. Whether you prefer to sit back and read a book, or if you have a more adventurous side, there are various peaceful beaches, and for the more active, there are also beaches that provide water sports, snorkeling, and common tourist attractions such as renting banana boats and jet skis. Now this coastal location also comes with some negatives. La Paz has a desert climate, unlike many places I've lived in recent years. This means it gets very dry. When I was younger, I lived in El Paso, Texas, which is also a desert, but since then I've been living in mostly humid regions. I have a feeling this likely contributes to my increased allergies since moving here as well. And although this desert city gets very hot during the day, mornings and evenings provide cooler temperatures throughout most of the year, giving us a nice break from the intense heat. One of the next most appealing factors is that La Paz is very family friendly. Mexican culture as a whole is very family oriented, but that's not to say that all of Mexico's beautiful cities are equally family focused. Here we have noticed from early on how often we see families enjoying the malecón, beaches, restaurants, and those types of things together. While there aren't as many activities due to the city's size, families still find ways to enjoy spending time together. The next benefit kind of goes with the last, and that is that La Paz provides a very laid-back atmosphere. So if you're looking for a slower-paced life, look no further than this coastal town. Whether you're tired of the rat race, busy cities, retired, or generally prefer a laid-back lifestyle, this city removes the rush and pressure of the "I need it now" perspective. You can settle into the peace and quiet without worrying about things the same. La Paz does translate to peace, you know. It's really a mindset shift. However, this may be a con for you, as people tend to have a mañana time perspective, meaning getting things done won't always be as easy or immediate either. Something to keep in mind. While the last three topics were pros, they each come with their respective cons. Due to the combination of the beautiful tropical locations, the family-friendly, safe spaces, and the laid-back lifestyle, La Paz tends to attract a lot of foreigners. To some, this may be a positive, but since I moved to Mexico almost 2 years ago, this has been a negative to me. I'm of course not saying that all foreigners are bad. I just prefer the locals. Not only due to being half Mexican and a dual citizen, but I generally prefer to immerse myself in the culture and local interactions. Since moving here 11 months ago, I have become nearly fluent in Spanish, which leads me to my next pro. I have my amazing friend group to thank for teaching me most of the Spanish that I now know. While I took classes throughout school and I have Spanish-speaking family, I didn't really use Spanish until I moved here. Most of my friends only understand and speak a little bit of English, which forced me to learn very quickly. And I'm glad for that because I don't want to be one of those gringos who comes and lives in Mexico expecting the locals to speak English for me. I'm here. And I'm proud to say that I am nearly bilingual now. I won't say 100% because I still have a lot to learn, but I'm getting there and I'm sure that the locals appreciate the effort. I believe this next negative is due to a couple of factors, including geographical location and the influx of foreigners. La Paz, and the Baja California Peninsula for that matter, tends to be a little more expensive than other cities in Mexico. Generally, cities along the coast have higher rental prices and things like that, but even just comparing beach towns in Mexico, La Paz still has a higher cost of living. We've recognized the longer we're here that expenses are comparable to that of life in the US. However, there are obvious advantages to living here instead of where we were in the US. The literal comparison of beach living here versus the States also proves that Mexico is more affordable overall. And finally, the last con for today is that there is a lack of activities to do here. Obviously, there are the beaches and the Malecón, shopping, the movies and museums, things like that. But really, for people my age, there is not many options. Plus, if you go out often, you'll run out of new things relatively quickly. This can come with the size of the city, but it's a negative aspect nonetheless. And if you're like me and my friends and live on a budget, you can only eat out so often. Although it is limited, I will be making a video discussing some of these inexpensive things to do, such as bike rentals, museums, and El Serpentario, so keep an eye out for that. But with that said, that is all I have for this week's video. I hope that you enjoyed getting a little glimpse into my perspective of what it's like living in La Paz, Baja California Sur. If I didn't cover a topic you want to know more about, please let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a big thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! They each come with their own respective cons. Ya olvidé qué iba a decir. ¡Ay! ¿Lo grabaste? After ya no lo puedo. La Paz provides a very laid-back atmosphere. So if you're looking for a slower-paced lifestyle, look. No manches. Yo no fui. No manches.